Hey guys, we're excited to start our vacation in New York City. We're headed all the way to Los Angeles, California. We're going to be taking the Lakeshore Limited, California Zephyr, and the Coast Starlight. Some epic journeys coming up. In today's video, we'll take you along as we go from New York City to Chicago on the Lakeshore Limited. We take a couple of days to explore Chicago before we board the California Zephyr for a ride across the country, and we are treated to a surprise in Colorado as we enter the Gorges. And then we're on to Emeryville, where we have one night to enjoy the area, and then we bring you along on the Coast Starlight as we finish up on our vacation in Los Angeles, California. But before we hop on the train, we start our journey in the Metropolitan Lounge in Moynihan Train Hall.
Just a few more minutes now. We're waiting on a train here from the Metropolitan Lounge here at Moynihan, and this is the interior of the lounge back behind me here. It is where all the hot food is. It is free to come here if you have a sleeper car passenger ticket, so you should take advantage of that. And behind me to this side is where all the passengers line up to go to the trains. It is a beautiful view from up here on the balcony.
Awesome. Nice to see you. Great. All right.
Okay, so we are in a brand new Viewliner 2 on the Lakeshore Limited from New York to Chicago. So I want to give you a little tour here because this is such an incredible room. Now, Viewliner 1, Viewliner 2, probably the main difference between a Viewliner 1 and a Viewliner 2 is right here. So here in a Viewliner 2, you would normally have a toilet in the room, whereas you do not have that here on the Viewliner 2, what's nice about it too is, look at that, you got storage space underneath. So instead of a commode taking up that whole spot, you've got storage underneath and a better step for the person going above, which in this case is Rob. And so here's the other step, and here's what we also have here. So you still have the sink, which is really nice. And check this out. So if you're looking at the sink, you're like, well, that doesn't really look like a sink. There's no drain there. There isn't a drain there because this little cutout, that's actually going to be your drain. So you use your sink, do what you're going to do, and then it actually drains when you tilt it back. And so you saw that red light there. When this is on, then that's kind of a signal to Rob up above. If I have all the lights off or whatever, that's going to signal him up above to not come down and put his foot inside the sink. From here also you can control the mirror light, which is this one right here. There's also a switch up there for Rob. And then you've got your two outlets over here, which is fantastic. And then they do give you some hand soap, and I don't know if you saw this in here, but there's a little shelf right there where you can put your hand soap, so that's great. So once you open this, it's not going to be in the way, so you can store that in there. And then you've got washcloth and hand towels, and then when you use the shower, the actual towels are going to be down there in the shower. So that's this whole area here. Let's talk about this seat here. So this, of the two seats, this one is the narrowest because of the space that this is taking up. And again, in a Viewliner 1, this would be a commode, and then in this Viewliner 2, it is just a step and storage underneath. You've got your area light here, which is this one, and then you've got a reading light there, which is this one. Just depends on what type of light you want in the room. And then I love this event here, because while you're seated here, just enjoying the ride, you can get that nice cool air coming up. And then I'll show you in a second on the other side where you can control that. You can turn that on and off. Now, we're gonna come over to this side. We'll talk about these sheets here in just a second, but look at how much wider this seat is. And then you've got your trash bin right here, huge trash bin, which normally it's a little tiny one. So that's nice to have that huge trash bin. You have the lights over here, and then, or the air vent over here. And then let me show you this great, nice little area here, table. Look at that. This huge, and you can either use it like that or you can use it this way too, and there's still plenty of room. You could eat your meal here if you wanted, and you would still have plenty of room for that. And it's super sturdy, which I really like. But in the meantime, you've got this little shelf here, which is where we keep our phones and other cameras and such. You do get water, unlimited waters, so you've got little cup holders for the water down here too. And then on this side, you've got that area light and reading light. And then you also have the attendant push the attendant button, call button right here. So if you push that, there's a light outside your room that blinks. That lets him know who hit the attendant button. And then this is the PA speaker control. So if you want to hear the announcements, then you would want that on. If you don't want to hear them, then you turn that off. Now to have it off, you want it to be flush. If you want to hear the announcements, then push it in. And so when it's depressed in, then that means that it's going to be on. Now over here is this nice shelf. So I've got this nice big backpack sitting on this great shelf right there. Look at that. And I can actually store this underneath or above if I wanted to, but I've got all this space here. You've got 2 more outlets here. Holy moly, that's a lot of charging. And then here is another air vent, and this one is more of a like car style vent. So you can go up and down just like you can in a car, and side to side. And then also like in a car, you can go ahead and shut it off or open it all the way up. And then you've got an actual thermostat right here that keeps control of the temperature in the room. Right now it says it's set to 71, and then you can move it up and down from there. So this is actually incredible. You've got another space here for storage as well, and Rob will show you some more up above when he shows you his upstairs penthouse in a minute. But this is, you get 2 hangers, and you can hook them right here, and you can store some things there. Now on the door here behind me, you've got a curtain here because there's a window here. There's a window here on the door. And now in between, you've got ceiling light here and night light there. And then you do also have lock on this side here. So you can lock it, just go ahead and flip it, and the door doesn't open. When you have it up, then the door will open for you. So that's the downstairs. It's time for Rob to show you what it looks like in his penthouse up there.
This Viewliner 2 is my absolute favorite room for being upstairs because there's a lot of features. First of all, this is much higher than a Superliner, so you're gonna have a lot of space up there, and it's really easy to get up there. You can see these steps right here. They're so big that there's no question what you're stepping on. In the middle of the night, if you're tired, you're not gonna miss these going up. So to get up there, all I need to do is, first of all, take this handle and pull it, and that's going to allow the whole upper bed to come down, and that's in the sleeping position now. So this is how much room you're going to have on the lower bunk, and then I'll have, I think, even more up on the upper bunk. Now all I got to do is climb up the steps and go up to the bed. So as you can see, there is a lot of headroom up here, and it is really easy to get up here. It's the easiest one of all. And once you're up here, you want to take these little hooks and put them right up here. Whoops. Not like that though. Okay, got that in. And that is going to be your safety harness, which is right here. it does have a lot of slack to it, so it'll feel like it's not going to catch you, but it actually will catch you. If you actually were to roll off, you wouldn't. But it's not like up like this, like a fence. So that's interesting. Now, up here we do have a huge area for storage. So I put both of my bags up here, my big backpack and my little bag, and if I need anything in the night, I can just use those. A lot of people put like a real suitcase up there. We don't do that. We usually check ours on the Viewliner because it is kind of hard, even though there's a lot of space up there, it is kind of hard to get that all the way up here because it's kind of a tight angle to do it at. So on a Viewliner, we always check our bags. On a Superliner, we bring them with us and just leave them downstairs. So we also have a little pouch up here. That's for your glasses, or maybe you have medication or something like that. And then again, all of our controls are up here. I have a light, air, a fan, I have an attendant thing, and that's the button for the reading light. So the great thing about this is I am sitting straight up right now, and if you're in the middle, your head will bump a little, but on the side, my head is not touching the top of this. Now I am 5'9", so if you're like 6'4" or something like that, your head would definitely hit the top. But if you're under 5'9", you're not gonna have any problem. The bed also has an interesting shape up here. It's narrow on this end, and then you can see it kind of widens down here. So that's why I sleep on this end down here, because it is much wider and you just have a lot more room. One of the other great features about the Viewliner roomettes is the person on the top actually has their own windows, which I love. On the Superliner, no windows for the person on top. So this will be great because Allie usually goes to sleep before me. She'll close those, I'll leave these open, and I'll be able to see everything I want to see. So this is definitely my favorite roomette of all. There's 4 roomette types. This is the best one. If you're lucky enough to get this, I really hope you enjoy it.
Okay, so here is the dinner situation on the Lakeshore Limited. What they do is they split it up into 2 shifts here. Now, each train is going to be a little bit different depending on you know, the timing and everything. We're on time, so they are going to split it into 2 because we'll be getting to Albany and have kind of 45-minute fresh air break, 45 minutes for us today. Fresh air break there, so we're starting dinner around, they start started it at 4:30, and they're gonna run it till about 5:45. Then they're gonna shut it down and reopen it at 7. So we've elected not to do the early dinner. We're gonna wait and do it till after we do the Albany stop, which is really nice. Now, for the dinner on this particular train, which is the Lakeshore Limited, each crew does it a little bit different. On this this particular crew has chosen to just do like open, so they have their open time and you can go and have dinner anytime during that open time. So there could be a lot of people going at the time that you want to go or not. It just depends, and they just kind of go with the flow on that. In some trains they'll have you do like reserve a certain time, so every crew does it a little bit different. So it's kind of just something to keep in mind as you move along on your train ride.
And they haven't given us a menu yet, so we don't really know what it's going to be. Pretty sure it's flexible dining though still on Lakeshore Limited, and I am hoping there is andouille sausage. That was on there a few years ago and I took it away. I hope it's made a comeback. We'll see in a few minutes.
So gonna give you a quick update on our stop. So we are stopped here just past Poughkeepsie, and we've been here for I don't know, 10-15 minutes, and then the conductor came on and said there's an accident with a different train up ahead and they're cleaning that up. So we're gonna be here for at least another 30 minutes. So we're out here on the track. There's actually another train here as well waiting for the cleanup up ahead. So everybody's just kind of walking around stretching their legs and just getting some fresh air while we can.
It is a beautiful station, so it's a good one to be stuck at. There's some cool houses over here, and the weather is just gorgeous today.
Yes, it's so good.
Upstate New York in the spring.
You really can't beat that.
No, that's really good.
Well, we've gotten some fresh air, and since we're sitting here waiting, they did keep the dining room open a little bit longer, so we decided, since it's 6:15, that's pretty much dinner time, so we're gonna come and we're gonna have our dinner here. We'll show you what we get here in just a second. So let's take a look at what our menu options are. It is flexible dining, and we've got 5 different entrees to choose from for dinner. We've got the slow braised beef short ribs, enchiladas, chicken a la rosa, sesame glazed salmon, and pasta and meatballs. And we also have our beverages here. You do have unlimited like soft drinks and juices and water, and then you each get 1 alcoholic beverage per person per ride. Okay, so let's take a look at what Rob and I chose. I, of course, picked the salmon with jasmine rice and veggies. I've got all the dishes come with a side salad, and you also get a roll as well as dessert. Now this is a new one. It's a butter cake. Rob took his out. It's a butter cake pastry out of a bakery in Delaware, so that's going to be interesting. Also, Rob got the pasta and meatballs, and he got his salad and his roll as well. So we're going to dig into this because it looks good, it smells good, and I'm thinking it's going to taste good.
I went with the old favorite pasta and meatballs. You can never go wrong with the Amtrak pasta and meatballs. If you're on a flexible dining, that's my choice. Allie will tell you to get the salmon, but this is where it's at, so this is pretty good. I wonder if it's hot. It's pretty hot, but very, very good. So, and there is a train next to us, another Amtrak train. They're stuck here too, waiting for this accident to get cleared up ahead of us, and apparently the line is so long in the cafe over there that people are jumping off of that train, coming into our train to the dining car and trying to get beverages from the staff here. So they had a pretty good laugh about that. But we are some of the only people in here. There's only a few people in the dining car here for us, so we are just having a nice dinner and enjoying that, there's a little bit of a view of the lake, but not much, and hopefully we'll get back rolling here pretty soon.
Ooh, there's cream here in the middle. That looks quite good, actually. Split it all up so it's easier to eat. Let's try it. Oh my gosh, that's really good. Oh, cream filling. Butter cake, it says.
We get this question a lot about tipping, and we just ate dinner, so I thought I'd cover it. Generally, people leave $2 to $3 per person per meal. So we just ate and we split the difference and left a $5. And there are 2 attendants in there, so we just leave it each meal instead of at the end. And then with the room attendant, we do either $5 or $10 per person per night. So that's what we do with tipping, and that's totally up to everyone though. You don't have to tip, or you could tip more than that if you wanted to. The big question on everybody's mind is how much? How much did it cost? So I'm gonna break that down for you. We actually used points to buy this trip, and it cost us 22,500 Amtrak Guest Rewards points. Now, if we had paid for it, it would have been about $600 total for the 2 of us overnight. We're going all the way from New York to Chicago, so it would have been about 600. Translate that to points, it was 22,000. You can do it either way. If you're not in the Amtrak Guest Rewards, that's a good reason to do it, because we're doing quite a few trips this summer, and we got about half of them for free with points, so that is a good deal. But $600, that includes your meals, and we also got access to the Metropolitan Lounge for free, and had some good meals in there as well.
Okay, so you're probably wondering, are they gonna sleep in those seats? No. So we've got our 2 beds that we showed you earlier. So the 2 seats here, these are going to slide in. I'm gonna do that here in just a minute and show you what that looks like. And this is the bottom bed, and the mattress for that bed is up above, stored up there during the day. Bring that down, put it down here, and it's got the sheets and everything on it, and the pillow. We'll bring that down here, that'll be my bed. And then as Rob showed you earlier, we turn this, pull it down, and his bed is already set up there. So pretty easy peasy for the most part, but you can just have your attendant do this for you. We just do it because we never know when we want to go to bed, so we just make ours ourselves, but your attendant will take care of putting this together. But should you want to do it yourself, this is how you do it. So there's a lever down here that you have to push, and then as you're pushing that, you're pulling this out. Once you release that, then you can just press here and it'll slide down. It's usually how I do it. I don't know if the attendants do it that way, but that's how I do it. Same thing on the other side. Foot on that lever, press, and then let's see, we can get this side down. Now the second side is usually a little bit harder than the first side because there's not as much space. But you just keep pulling, and then make sure you're pressing on that little lever as you're doing it. Still trying. Hang on. There we go. All right, it's coming down. Press, press, press. And now we're ready for our mattress. I'm gonna grab that from up above. I'm gonna lower this just a little. Just enough room. Whoop! We're making a mess here. Pull that pillow down. And now, go ahead and grab this mattress from here. And bring it down. Down, down, down. To the bottom of the sea. Here we go. Now I gotta find which side is the thin side. So this goes this way. Okay, almost there. Get this all situated right here. And you'll still have your space on the ledge here by the window. So that's your bed here. And as I mentioned earlier, if you don't want that thick sheet, this one is nice and thin. You can practically see right through it. So if you need just something real thin like that, you're good to go with this one. And then you just put your pillow right there, here, ta-da, and I'm ready to go. Like I said, Rob's is already set up here. I want to make sure I get one of these blankets though. I don't want Rob to take both blankets because these are so great. I just love these, they're so soft. So that's it. That's how you set it up for nighttime.
Okay, Allie is asleep and it is getting pretty late, so I'm gonna go to bed too. We're still a little jet lagged from our Italy trip, so it's time to turn these lights off and get ready to go to sleep, and we will see you tomorrow at breakfast. Good night.
Well, good morning. We slept quite well. Looks like we made up a little bit of time last night, but we're still running a little bit late, but it is breakfast time. We are in Toledo, Ohio here, stopped for a few moments, and we've got our breakfast. I'm having the 3-egg omelet, and it's got some veggies and cheese inside, comes with sausage and some potatoes, and I've had this before and it is quite tasty. And then we've got the flexible dining railroad French toast, and it comes with bacon, and that bacon looks good because it's nice and crispy. I love crispy bacon. So we're gonna dig into this and enjoy it, and then start to enjoy some of these views as we start arriving into Chicago here in the next few hours. People always ask me about the coffee on Amtrak, like what it's like. Now, if you're a super coffee snub, then you might not like it. It is good coffee. I think it's better than airline coffee, in all honesty, and I've had both a ton. So I would definitely go ahead and get it. Don't skip it, because it is pretty good.
The obligatory Chicago skyline pictures are being taken right now.
All right, we are at Cloud Gate, known as the Bean here in Chicago. It almost, from this angle, which is my favorite angle to take a picture, it almost looks like it's like a snow globe. It's really cool, but this is my favorite angle of all the angles to take a picture here at the Bean. But this is one of the most iconic places to take a super touristy picture, but how can you resist?
The obligatory Chicago skyline pictures are being taken right now.
All right, we are at Cloud Gate, known as the Bean here in Chicago. It almost, from this angle, which is my favorite angle to take a picture, it almost looks like it's like a snow globe. It's really cool, but this is my favorite angle of all the angles to take a picture here at the Bean. But this is one of the most iconic places to take a super touristy picture, but how can you resist?
Chicago dog here in Chicago. I didn't get everything on it though because I just wanted mustard. So this is one of the things you need to eat when you're in Chicago, along with some pizza from Gino's East or Giordano's, and some Italian beef, preferably from Al's.
Okay, so we are on day, I think this is day 3 of our trip from New York City to Los Angeles. We are in Chicago's Union Station. We're gonna hop on the California Zephyr, and that's gonna take us all the way across to Emeryville, California. All right, we are boarded on the California Zephyr. We're upstairs in room number 2, and we are excited to be taking off from Chicago here. We'll give you guys a tour here in just a little bit. Okay, this is our very first fresh air break. We are in Galesburg, Illinois, just a few hours from having left Chicago on the California Zephyr. We also, before we got off the train, we ordered our dinner because we're gonna eat in our train car tonight in our room. So I'm excited about that, looking forward to dinner. We'll share that with you guys in just a few minutes. Okay, we are ready for dinner here, and as I mentioned earlier, we're gonna have it here in our room and just enjoy the evening from here. Other meals we'll have in the dining car, and that's the nice thing, is you can always make a choice as to where you want to eat your food. If you want to enjoy it in your room, you don't feel like going to the dining car, you don't have to go, or if you want to go, then you can. So here is what we have. I'm having the lobster crab cake, and I've had this before, and I will not lie to you, it is quite delicious. For my main meal, I'm having the salmon with some rice and some veggies, and that looks really good too. I've had that one before. It's been a little while since I've had it, so I'm super excited about that. And then my absolute favorite is carrot cake, and Amtrak's carrot cake meets and exceeds my expectations of what a carrot cake should be like, so I'm having that. Now Rob, and this may come as a huge surprise, is having meat and potatoes. Haha. So this is the signature flat iron steak, and he's got some green beans and carrots, which I'm pretty sure he'll share most of with me, and then he's got a baked potato with his. For his dessert, I did this in backwards order, he's getting the green chili tamale, and then for dessert he's got the chocolate torte. This is actually his first time actually eating the chocolate torte, as we have tried to get it numerous times and have not succeeded, and we finally got it. So yay, he's gonna be excited to eat that. And then we've got our drinks. You do get one alcoholic beverage per person per ride, so it's not every single day, and you do have to consume it or get it at dinner. You can't get it at breakfast or lunch. So there's that, and then of course you can have water and any other soft drinks that you like. So we're gonna dig in here. I'm gonna dig into this lobster crab cake because I'm super excited about it.
And I'm excited about everything I got, but the other cool thing is we are about to cross the Mississippi River, so we're gonna be eating while we go over the river, and that is gonna be really cool as well.
Ottumwa, Iowa. That is where we are stopped here. There's a crew change. I just like to say Ottumwa, Iowa. We always get off here. The last time we rode this train and we stopped here, some boys ordered a pizza, or like a bunch of pizzas. It was kind of funny. Ordered some pizzas and they picked them up here at met the delivery driver here at the station and had some pizzas, so that was kind of funny. But this is a nice break you get, because there is a full crew change. And you got a few minutes to walk up and down the platform here, which is nice. Stretch your legs, get some fresh air before we head to Nebraska.
It is about 11:30 at night, and end of day one is here. Ellie is already asleep, and I'm about to go to bed. I think everyone in our car is asleep. Don't hear any noise, but tomorrow is the big day, so everyone's sleeping because we get to Denver at 7 a.m. tomorrow. Once we leave there at about 8 o'clock, that's when the beautiful scenery starts. We go through all the canyons of Colorado. So I'm about to go to sleep so I can be up for that. So lights out and good night. We have pulled into Denver. It is 7:30 in the morning, and this is a little bit longer stop always. We're here till 8:05, so we got about 35 minutes here. So we're gonna stretch our legs, walk around, and get prepared, because after this, we're heading into the Gorges of Colorado, and it's gonna be the most beautiful section of railroad track in the United States. So we're super excited for that. Get over there and see what that looks like today.
Alright folks, we're about 10 minutes out from the world famous Moffat Tunnel. Just some information on the tunnel for you. The tunnel was built between the years 1923 and 1928. The first train to traverse the tunnel was a 9-car lumber train from Fraser to Denver, and that was on February 24th, 1928. The tunnel is 6.2 miles long, and it does take 10 minutes to traverse, folks. So please help us out and do us a favor, folks, if you can, to help keep those smelly diesel fumes in the tunnel and outside the train. We do ask that inside the tunnel, everyone remain inside the same car. Once again, folks, inside the tunnel, we do ask that everyone remain in the same car to help keep those smelly diesel fumes out of the train. Moffat Tunnel coming up here in about 10 minutes.
We're on day 4 of this trip from New York to LA, and we started out with 70-degree weather in New York, shorts and t-shirts, and now we're in Colorado, day 4, and look at this, just amazing. We should have brought skis with us, I think.
All right, we're stopped here at Fraser Winter Park. Got out, and as you can see, there's some snow around here on the ground, so I had to get my jacket back out. But we're stopped here for a few minutes, fresh air break, and then we're gonna be seeing a lot of pretty stuff here in just a little bit, so don't go away.
Time to get back on, and Allie still had a snowball.
So we've made a stop here in Glenwood Springs after all the pretty stuff, unloading and loading some people here. So we came out here. It's another fresh air break, and it's always good to enjoy. However, I'm wearing this cardigan. Should have worn my jacket. It's a little bit cool out here, but it is nice to get the fresh air.
While we're here in Glenwood Springs, wanted to update you on what the price of this trip was. That's a big question people always have. And we paid $563 for this 3-day, 2-night trip in a roomette. And the way we got that price was we booked really early, at least 6 months ahead of time. And we had a companion coupon that we had previously, so that knocked the price down a little bit further. And so that's what we paid, $563. That's about as good as you're gonna get. I don't think I've ever seen this cheaper, even during the buy one get one sale. So yeah, my advice to you, if you want to get a good price, just book as early as possible.
All right, we're here in Grand Junction. We've got a crew change going on, all kinds of fun activities. There is a little store over here over my shoulder where you can buy snacks, sandwiches, salads, sundry items, anything like that. This is a good stop for that. Little stretch of your legs and nice time to get off the train.
And when you do stop here, if you don't need to go to the store, you can check out this old train station behind us here.
Grand Union, what's it say? Grand Union Depot.
Yeah, look at that.
It's cool. It'd be amazing if they restored that. That's a beautiful building.
Yeah, it's really cool to check out. So that's something to look at if you don't need to shop. All right, dinner in Utah. Started off really well. I had the tamale. Now I'm having this flat iron steak. I got it cooked medium tonight, which is under all that sauce you really can't see, but let's see how it is. Very good. That was a good steak. I'm glad that everyone at my table got the same thing I did, so they won't try to take any of mine tonight.
Okay, so Rob got the flat iron steak with the baked potato. I got it with the polenta, because I always like to be different than Rob. So let's try it out. Oh my goodness. The polenta is so creamy. And I think it's got cheese in it. It might be like cheddar polenta or something, but ooh, that is good. Yum yum. Okay, we woke up here last day, arrival day. We are in Reno, Nevada for a fresh air break. Walking around the platform here for just a few minutes. We'll get back on, continue to enjoy the views through Nevada and into, we'll be going over Donner Pass today as well. So there's still good views today to look at. So make sure to stay here because I've got some great views of Donner Pass coming up soon.
We were so close to getting in on time, and as you heard, we've been blocked by freight trains just a few hours outside of Emeryville. We were actually scheduled to get in 42 minutes early, but now there is a freight train ahead of us that has the crew of it can no longer work, so they're waiting on a new crew to arrive. So we're gonna actually go in reverse to the last station, get on some different tracks, and then try to go forward. So we have switched seats. Allie is now in my seat over there, so she'll be facing forwards as we go backwards.
Well, we had a little bit of a delay, as you heard Rob telling you, but we did make it to Sacramento. We got just a couple minutes here, so we're gonna do a quick lap around the platform, jump back up on the train, and we'll be ready to roll into Emeryville in about an hour-ish, I think.
Day 5 is in the books. We are here in Emeryville, close to San Francisco, and tomorrow we're hopping on the Coast Starlight to make it to LA in 6 days. For now though, we're gonna go grab some dinner, find our hotel, and get checked in.
All right, so if you're looking to see the sea lion here at Pier 39, which is right there, sea lions are there, but it's super crowded. I don't know if you could tell from the video here. Super crowded over there, hard to get a spot. But look at this, Pier 41, one right next to it. Almost nobody here. There's a few little families here behind me, but it's actually pretty clear. And you get a great view, and you got some even in the water right here. It's so cool to watch them, and I'm sure you can hear them too. Also from here, you get a great view of Alcatraz as well.
We came to see Alcatraz, and it's just over my shoulder here, out in the bay, and you can see how far it is. If you're trying to swim from there to the mainland, it would be a pretty difficult journey.
All right, this is it. Final day of our trek across the country. We are arriving into Los Angeles in just a few hours. We'll be hopping on the Coast Starlight. It will take us down there, and we will be finishing up our journey in this lovely, lovely country. We got on the train, and they were still serving breakfast, so we ran over here real quick, sat down and grabbed some breakfast. So we're enjoying that as we're leaving San Francisco area and arrived here into the Oakland area, and we'll keep going on south.
All right, we are settled on the Coast Starlight. So excited today. We hopped on. They were closing down breakfast like 5 minutes later, so we ran down there. Now we got to our room, which is room 2. And the good news is we're going to be on the good side, because the good side is the west side. So traveling south, we're in room 2. That was the good side. I don't know if it's always going to be that way, but that's how it is today. So we're excited for those views later. But I was going to give you a quick catch up on what we paid for this trip. We paid $202 total for the roomette for 2 people. And that was a pretty good deal. I think we used like a companion coupon to get that down from about $250 or so. Now, we're not staying the night on this train, so we're only using it for like daytime use. We're not going to be sleeping overnight, but we do get all the meals, and we get our own private viewing window, so that was pretty good. When I looked at the cost of business class or coach class, it was going to be about the same price to do that. So we just said, we'll do this and have a little of our own space to view from, and it's going to work out great.
Okay, so we are stopped at a fresh air break here in San Luis Obispo, and our train car is having a little bit of trouble with the air, so it's quite toasty. So this is a true fresh air break for us because it is much cooler out here than it is in the train, right?
Yeah, it is. But we're getting ready to hit the most beautiful part of this
Yes,
ride.
so we're pumped.
We're excited about that.
Also, you guys got to see this. I got to show you this. So Rob has what we call convertible pants. They're pants, but they're also shorts, and this is how warm he got. He switched into his shorts. Okay, so we're getting some beautiful views here. You can eat in the dining room, but today, because we're in a room where you're getting these views that you can see out the window, we thought, let's not risk it. Since we can see it from our room, we might as well enjoy our dinner and enjoy these gorgeous views out the window. So I picked the salmon, the Atlantic salmon. Look at how nice and crisp that looks, with a nice salad here, quinoa salad and ancient grains. We've got some green beans and some carrots, and this sauce is, I've had this one before and it's just really good. That sauce is real good. And then they also gave us a roll today. They don't always give you a roll, but we got a roll as well. So let me take a bite of this salmon, which I already know is good, but let's do it anyways and just make sure that it's still good. You're not gonna beat that. Eating a delicious meal and enjoying these gorgeous views.
All right, for my main entree, I did pick the Amtrak steak, the potato. There's some crispy onions, carrots, and green beans. And they also did give me a roll. So let me try this here. I've ordered it medium tonight. Look at these views out here. It's just, this is an amazing way and place to eat dinner. So, that was really good steak, and it's cooked really well. It's very tender. So I know the potatoes are good on here. They're soft. Sometimes potatoes you get on like an airline wouldn't be soft. But these are really good. Steak is excellent, so we're gonna enjoy these views and enjoy the rest of this meal.
All right, we're catching another fresh air break, which we need. It's really quite lovely out here. We are in Santa Barbara, and we've seen some good views. We got some even better views coming up. The best views, guys, are between Santa Barbara and Oxnard. So So make sure you do at least that portion of this trip and you will get the very best views that the Coast Starlight has to offer. So you're on these trains for a long time. When you get these fresh air breaks, take them, move your legs, stretch out a little bit so you don't retain a bunch of water sitting around eating a bunch of stuff. I did see one guy brought his jump rope. He was out here doing jump rope. We like to walk quickly up and down the platform, and I've also seen people jogging up and down the platform. So there's lots of different things that you can do to get moving when you get out here. There's Rob. He's jogging past me.